If you're thinking about moving to Denver, Colorado, then this video is for you because not every city is for everyone. So today I'm going to give you 9 reasons why Denver or the Denver metro area might not be the spot for you. Now, welcome to my channel. I'm Kathy Hansen. I'm a local area realtor. I'm also a suburban mom. Now, I've lived here in the Denver suburbs for 17 years. I've raised all 3 of my kids right here in the area, and I'm a full-time realtor. I've been in real estate full-time for over 10 years now. So I have a little bit of knowledge about this topic. Now, I'm sure you're just starting your research or you're doing your research about moving to the Denver metro area. And today I wanted to get real with you. I want to tell you what it's really like and things that if you can't get used to or you don't like about the Denver area, then Denver might not be the spot for you because you want to know the good and the bad, right? Now, I've done lots of videos about what it's like to live, work, and play right here in the Denver metro area. So make sure you check out some of those other videos once you're done with this one. Now let's get right into number 1, which is our weather. We have long, snowy winters here in Colorado. Now, I know our weather isn't as bad as some other northern states that get winters far worse than us. But for this California girl that moved here 17 years ago, I think they're long, and I think at times they can be snowy. Obviously, it depends on El Nino, La Nina, whatever's happening with the weather each year. But some winters can be pretty harsh. And driving in the snow, well, that sucks too. It takes a long time to get used to it. And then here in the Denver metro area, you definitely need a 4-wheel drive car or an all-wheel drive car. Now, the main roads, they get plowed most of the time, but the side streets, the neighborhood streets, it's not very often that those ones get plowed. So when you get stuck in the snow, more likely than not, it is right in your neighborhood or very close to your own home. Now, you learn to dress in layers here in the winter months in Colorado. And it's not bad if it's just you, right? But if you're moving here with kids, if you've got several kids, a couple kids, well, getting them dressed to go out snow tubing or to go play in the snow outside, it's a process. And just when you get everybody dressed, boots on, gloves on, hats and scarves and jackets, and they look like those little Stay Puft marshmallows, well, guess what? Somebody always has to go to the bathroom. So then you have to start the process all over again. So just know it is time consuming to get all of the kids, everybody dressed here for snow in Colorado. And then finally, with all of those layers, well, there's a lot of laundry too. So you got to get used to that. So if you're moving here with people other than yourselves, just expect your laundry piles to increase. Now, while we're talking weather, number 2 on my list is the climate. So we sit at 5,280 feet. We are the Mile High City. Now, we get the name Mile High City because 5,280 feet is a mile long. So we are a mile closer to the sun. So therefore, sunscreen becomes your best friend here. Even in the winter times, you need to lather up. So back to the thing with moving with kids. If you're coming with a bunch of kids, that takes time too. So you're gonna have to get used to that. And since we do sit so high in elevation, if you have a medical condition that might not be good for, it could be something you might want to check with your doctor about prior to moving here to the Denver metro area, because it does get very dry here. Now, if a medical factor doesn't keep you away, well, once you get here, if you're not used to living at elevation sickness is a very real thing. So kind of expect that to happen when you get here. And there's different ways to combat it, and it's not that bad, but it is real. So the symptoms of elevation sickness, you could feel dizzy, you could feel fatigued, you could lose your appetite, you could get headaches. Now, with all of those things, we always recommend that you drink lots of water when you make it here, double the amount of what you're used to. And oxygen also helps. So you can get those canisters of oxygen from like Dick's Sporting Goods or go to one of the oxygen bars, but oxygen also helps to combat elevation sickness. Now you're gonna get acclimated to our climate and our altitude here. It just might take you some time. And number 3 is walkability. So Denver's a big city and we are not like New York or Washington, D.C. you do need a car here in the Denver metro area. Now, if you wanted to live right in downtown Denver, you might be able to get away without using a car. You'll do a lot of walking, use some of the public transportation. But if you want to get out of the big city, if you want to go explore the mountains, if you want to go to Red Rocks Amphitheater and go catch a concert, well, you're either going to need to Uber or have a car to get up to those places. It's very hard to live here in the Denver metro area without a car. Definitely cannot do it in the suburbs. Might be able to get away with it if you're living in downtown Denver. And with that, well, comes traffic as well. So our traffic isn't up to Chicago or California standards, New York standards, that's for sure. But we do get traffic here at times. High traffic times, I-25, our main freeway, main thoroughfare, does get filled at that 8 o'clock time, at that 5 o'clock time. And it's not very often that you're sitting still in traffic. You're typically moving at 20 or 30 miles an hour, but there is traffic on those highways. Now, if you're heading up to the ski resorts, to the mountains, on a big ski weekend, or you're leaving Friday and coming back Sunday, expect to sit in traffic. And if there's an accident, expect to sit there for hours because they're just 2 or 3 lane highways, one way in, one way out, and you can just expect traffic there. So pro tip is to go up on Thursday, come back on Monday, come back on Saturday night, miss those prime traffic hours if you're heading up to the mountains to go skiing for the weekend. So the fourth reason why you might not want to move to the Denver metro area is our population growth. Now, I've seen some studies that says we are getting 70,000 people a year moving to the area. I've seen some that have said we're getting 35,000 people a year. No matter what it is, we're getting a lot of people that are moving here to Denver, Colorado. The secret's out. It really is a pretty great place to live. These are just things that you need to know and be aware of ahead of time to make sure it's the right spot for you. Now, it is really hard to find a Colorado native these days because so many people are moving here from out of state. And those natives, well, they're going to tell you that they hate that. They hate the population growth here because with that population growth, we kind of lose some small town feel. We get more traffic and we have more people. So of course they're not going to like it. And they'll tell us that we don't know how to drive in the snow. They're very vocal about that as well. And they're probably right. And the other thing about living here in the Denver metro area is the views are amazing. It truly is a majestic state. And you can get those mountain views driving through the metro area from just about anywhere. So what do people that haven't been raised here, that are not used to those mountains, and I don't know if you ever do truly get used to them because they're so gorgeous. They are awe-inspiring almost every other day. When we get those beautiful blue sky days, you look up the mountains and you're like, gosh, that's gorgeous. That never gets old. But coming along with that, talking about traffic and driving are the pictures that you want to take. So there are a lot of times that I'm driving down streets and I see this spectacular view. And what do? Well, I pull out my camera and I take a quick video while I'm driving. Probably not the smartest, and I am not the only one. It happens all the time. So the natives around here, well, they get angry at that too. Just so you know that sometimes we encounter those things because of the natural beauty that is here in the Denver, Colorado area. Now, the fifth thing is tourism. We have world-class skiing here in Colorado, not right here in the Denver metro area, but a quick 1.5 to 2 hours away. World-class skiing, and we have people that fly in from all over the world to go skiing here. So we have our Denver International Airport, which is where most people fly into. We have some smaller airports up in the mountain communities like Aspen and such, but it's super expensive. So a lot of people will fly into Denver and drive up to the mountains, and therefore the mountain traffic happens. So with that, you're going to expect to wait in lines at the mountain communities, on the ski slopes, things like that. You just have to have patience and expect that there's going to be a lot of people here. But not only do people come to the Denver metro area or Colorado just for skiing, there are so many fun things to do right here in the metro area that people come from all over for, such as Red Rocks Amphitheater. That is a bucket list item. If you haven't been to a concert there, You really should plan it and go. It is spectacular. And we get people from all over the world that come to Red Rocks Amphitheater to see concerts. And then we have these beautiful national parks with tons of hiking and lots of camping. So if you're a camper and you come out here to the Denver metro area, there's some really local here to Denver and then some within an hour's drive. Expect to make your reservations well in advance. Sometimes they fill up a year in advance, which is when I think they open for reservations. So during the summertime, when they open up, you're gonna wanna make your reservations for the next summer if you want to ensure you get a good camping spot. Now, there are times where you can call or you could show up and get a camping spot, don't get me wrong, but more times than not, booking those far out in advance is going to be the best thing. Now, number 6 is the cost of living here in the Denver metro area. I'll be honest, it's expensive to live here. Our average home sales price in October 2023 was $674,000. Now that includes all types of homes, from townhomes, condos, and single family homes. For the 5 counties that make up the Denver metro area, Denver, Douglas, Jefferson County, Adams County, and Arapahoe County, for single family homes only, not including townhomes or condos, in October 2023, the average single family home for those 5 county areas was $764,000. Now, our average home sales price in the country across America is like the $415,000, $430,000 range. So you could see the difference in the cost of living here compared to other parts of the country. Now, home prices and rental prices are not the only factor that make Denver expensive. Our insurance rates, property insurance and car insurance, is high as well. I think we are the 4th most expensive area to insure in the whole country. And that's because of hail damage and the fires that we do get here in the metro area. And then the last thing to consider are the childcare costs. Now, my kids are grown and older, and I haven't used childcare for a while, but when I talk to clients and friends and neighbors and I hear what they pay for childcare, it blows my mind. So I'm not sure if it's that same cost in other places of the country, but I can tell you this, I believe it's expensive here. So an average full-time one child in childcare could run you $1,500 up to $2,500 a month, depending on like a preschool or what type of program or facility that you're sending your children to. So keep that in mind, do some research about childcare as well. Now, the 7th thing, and this might not be a con, it's a pro to a lot of people, but here in the Denver metro area, we love our dogs. Our dogs go everywhere with us. So if you're not a dog person, I'm not saying don't move to Colorado, but something to keep in mind. We take our dogs to pick up our kids at school. We take them to Home Depot with us. We take them shopping with us. We take them out to eat with us. We have breweries that are dedicated to beers and dogs. So our dogs are everywhere. And according to a study done by rover.com, Denver is one of the most dog-friendly communities across the country. So if you don't like dogs, if you don't want to see dogs everywhere or be around dogs, Denver might not be the spot for you. Now, number 8 is marijuana. Yes, marijuana is legal here. We were the first state to legalize it. It is not as intrusive as what people think, though. You don't see a bunch of stoned people walking around the Denver metro area. You don't get whiffs of it every day like some people think. There are places where you are going to smell it occasionally, sometimes in downtown Denver, sometimes when you're at a concert at Red Rocks Amphitheater, but you smell it at concerts all across the country, right? So it's not intrusive. It's not a part of your everyday life if you don't want it to be. Now, there are some areas and jurisdictions in the Denver metro area that have more dispensaries than others. There's some jurisdictions that outlaw them, that don't have them at all. So if that is an issue or a factor for you as a negative, meaning you don't want to be around it, just make sure you do your research around which areas don't allow the dispensaries, that kind of thing. For some people, that could be a positive, that we were one of the first that legalized marijuana. But just know it's not intrusive, it's not in your face, and it doesn't need to be a part of your everyday life if you don't want it to be. And then the last thing is the streets kind of roll up at night here in the Denver metro area. specifically in the suburbs. Now, downtown Denver, there is some nightlife down there, and there's some nightlife in the suburbs as well. But more times than not, the suburbs are very quiet at night. The streets roll up, the fast food places close early, the shops close, the restaurants close. So expect about that 9 to 10 o'clock at night, things are shutting down. In Denver proper, the city of Denver, yes, there's nightlife there, but we are not a Miami, we are not a New York, we are not a downtown LA. It is not like that here. So if you're looking for a very full nightlife, the Denver area, specifically the suburbs, might not be for you. So Denver isn't all that bad, because if it were, we wouldn't have all of these people moving here. But you do need to take some of these things that we discussed here today into consideration when making your move to the Denver metro area. Now, I hope you found this information valuable. And if you did, would you hit that like button? Give me a thumbs up. It does one of two things. First, it helps the algorithm. It helps other people who are looking and searching for this kind of information. It helps them to find it. And then second, honestly, it helps my channel. So I would appreciate a like, a thumbs up. And if you want to hear or see more of my videos, I post every Tuesday what it's like to live, work, and play right here in the Denver metro area. And every other Friday is a new construction home tour. So if you want to be notified when those post, we'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. I'm Kathy Hansen, a local area realtor. I'm also a suburban mom, and I would love nothing more than to be your realtor of choice here in the Denver metro area or be a resource to you. I'd love to answer your questions and see how I can best help you. All of my contact information is below in the details section and the comment section, so you can reach out to me there through phone, text, or email. I am the one who does answer those calls, texts, and emails, and I would love to help you as well. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you found this valuable. Get out there and make today a great one, and I will see you on the next video.